Jenn Merritt. I'm owner of Blue Dog Creature Coaching. I'm a certified pet dog trainer and a Tellington T-Touch practitioner. I've been working with dogs professionally for 10 years, and one of the major issues that I deal with is anxiety. Dogs suffer from travel anxiety for a number of reasons. Many dogs were never acclimated to riding in the car when they were puppies, and so they've developed a aversion to the car over time just from the lack of good experiences in the car. Some dogs suffer from motion sickness, so every time that they're put in the car, they have an uneasy feeling, they can vomit, they can eliminate. Many dogs had experiences in the car that are overstimulating, where they see things outside the car that they find very exciting, and it can actually create a lot of issues with being over-aroused, hyper-aroused, when they're seeing things outside the car. But there are a lot of things that we can do to not only make riding in a car a more pleasant experience for the dog, but also a more pleasurable experience for the people riding in the car as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fit the Thundershirt on. And I'm going to start by draping it across the dog's back. And then connecting the front piece. I'm then going to bring this lower section just under the dog's belly. And I bring the top flap down and across. So now that we have our Thundershirt on, we can begin the process of creating new associations to the car. I'm going to use mealtime as a time to start helping my dog to relax around the car. The reason that I want to use food in this process is that if I see my dog eating, I know that his or her stress level is at a manageable place. So I want to start with my dog just being near the car. And I want to make sure that when I put the bowl down, he is interested and that he will gobble the food up. So he's telling me that he's pretty relaxed right now. It's a good place for me the next time I put the bowl down to be able to move closer to the car. So the next step in the process is I'm actually going to have my dog eat some food being placed somewhere on the car. The reason I do this is that if my dog eats off of something, for them it makes it safe. So now I'm going to see if he'll get inside the car for me. Give him a little boost. And once inside the car, as long as I know that he's eating, we can move on to the next step. So I'm just going to spend a couple minutes just sitting quietly in the car with the doors open. Just feeding a few little pieces of kibble. Our next step is getting our dog acclimated to being inside a crate inside the car and being relaxed. And so I'm going to place his meal inside the crate, and I'm going to go around and sit in the car while he eats it, and I'm just going to talk to him. Good job, Royal. You're a good puppy. Very good puppy. Okay. My next step is going to be my dog inside the crate, eating a little bit of a meal. I'm going to go over to the driver's side. I'm going to close all the doors, and I'm going to just quietly sit with him. Once I get through the process of being able to feed my dog a meal inside the car, I'm going to work on being able to turn the car on, maybe driving back and forth in the driveway a few times, and really noticing my dog's reactions. If I'm not seeing stress signals, I'm going to move on to the next step, which is taking a trip around the block. The next step is going to be longer trips, making sure that my dog is feeling relaxed about being inside the car. I'm going to pay attention to the stress signals yawning, shaking off, panting. As long as my dog is showing a level of comfort and is able to eat, I'm going to move on to the next step. We're going to talk a little bit about safe containment, about having a place for your dog to travel inside the car that's going to not only keep them from moving around, but to help them feel a little bit more secure in the car. I recommend using crates. I think crates are by far the best sort of containment to use inside the car, and the process of simply having the crate be a positive place for your dog. By feeding a few meals inside the crate, by placing some toys inside the crate, it can make the crate be a safe place for your dog. The other reason that I like crates is many times the crate can cut down on what your dog is able to see. If you're using a wire crate, not so much, but a plastic crate, which the dog can't see through. Many times if you simply cut the amount that your dog can see, cut their visual field, even just a little bit, it's less stimulating for them to be in the car, and it can be very helpful for dogs that are very aroused and bark at things outside of the car. So now we're going to take it on the road. Days. Getting to this point may take several weeks, and every step in the process might be a day, it might be several days, and your dog's behavior and the way that they react through the process is the best indication to you as to whether to move forward in the steps. So if your dog is showing signs of stress, you simply take a step backwards in the process. You might be feeding your dog in and around the car for a couple of days. That process might take a little longer. But every step you take forward in the process is going to be a big step for your dog. So taking it slow and being consistent can be really helpful to get to the place where your dog is then better able to be calm in the car.
So hopefully you found these tips helpful. Using a pressure wrap such as the Thundershirt is a great way to begin the process of acclimating your dog to traveling in a calmer way. Creating new associations is also a really helpful step. Helping your dog understand that being in the car doesn't have to be such a stressful experience. And safe containment, another great way that you can help your dog feel much better about being in the car and contained. So give these tips a try, and before you know it, you and your canine friend can hit the road.